Hello friends. So in this video I will talk more on the how the web works and how what part it constitute and how we can improve the web performance, what things we need to keep in mind. So it is very important to learn, like these are the very basics, so how we can handle all those things. So let's see how it will work. So each part I mentioned contributes to the web performance. So each part, what it means to be each part. So I'm talking about like DNS, SSL, CDN. So these are the very important things to learn more about. And when you work on the enterprise project, then these things value a lot. And each thing play a very big role for improving the performance of application. So yeah, let's see. We will discuss more one by one. What are these things, how they constitute, how they are helpful. So let's go one by one. Let me put it in the read view. Yeah. So DNS is basically we will come to this slide later on. So firstly, we will talk about how the web works. So when you enter a URL, what happens is basically it goes to the URL, and what after that it will find out a domain name. So so this we called a domain. So this domain will be translated to the IP address. So this basically it will convert into some number. Then this number is getting find out in the DNS system. So in the DNS system, find out like this is a website. So it's a phone book. It's like a phone book on the internet. So it will find out this number, and so your browser basically send a request, and basically it's a server. So it respond with the update like what page it has. So it rendered that page. So if you see, it renders a page. So this is like how this web work. And so in this, from DNS to browser, so these are the things also that also keep in mind. Like these also a part of this. So if you see here, so this is the we something website we send on the browser, so it will convert it to number. So then what it do basically, it basically convert it into the some find it on the server, then it renders a page. So if you see HTML, so in that phase get so DOM is getting rendered scripts, so all the other assets. So there are lots of things that constitute. So here, like, is there a caching there, is there any compression techniques that we were using, is there any CDN we were using. So the CDN basically deliver content from nearby. So these things play a big role. So yeah, so there are 7 8 things that I discussed in one way. So yeah, means let's focus on the DNS. Let's see how this DNS. So DNS, I told you, domain name server. So it will find out the that domain, and it will give us the number, and it will give, then it will render the page. And also there is a, like, when you go to the website, to add the security to the website, then what we use SL for it. And so what's the role of SL basically encrypt the data, and it basically gives some privacy, and it authenticates server. So this is just for security that we were using. And you can find out, like, so if you see here, this is HTTPS. So what it means, so it is a secure URL. So yeah, it means sometimes means for the SL you need to buy it. And like it has some expiry. So you need to keep in mind your expiry date, like, so before it get expired. So you need to take the subscription of, like, take the security beforehand, so that it will not have any issues later on. So yeah, DNS, SSL. And let's see what this CDN is. So CDN, I told you, so it deliver content from nearby low latency. So means basically there are lots of servers we have all over the world. So whatever server nearby to us, so it will take the data from there. And if you see here, so CDN is a symbol system of distributed servers that help deliver web content faster, more reliable, and more securely to users around the world. So it basically speed of the content delivery. So there are the common CDN providers we have, like Cloudflare, Akamai, and Amazon CloudFront. So these are CDN providers we have. Google Cloud CDN, Fastly. So if you see, sometimes you see the font awesome scripts, bootstrap scripts. So these scripts are distributed over all lots of network. So whichever is nearby to you, it will take from there. It will take that script from there. So it is like, it will help us, like, whatever our website needs, so we can put it on the CDN also, so that just distribute the load. and DNS as CDN. So you can say that, so it is also a same thing. And next thing is compression. So what like compression I told you, so this compression is basically smaller files equal to faster download and render. So as we have smaller files on the server, then it will be faster to use, faster to download. So it is very important, the size is very important. So compression reduces the size of data. And so there are techniques also for the data compression. For this is for the build files compression. So means sometimes if you are working with the Angular project, so for the development purpose we create a different build, for the production purpose we use a different build. So because in the production we do not need to like we want the minified code, so that the so it will be faster to work on, so it will be more faster if you do, if we check the production build. So website build, so basically website to making website load faster and use less bandwidth. So if we have less data, so it will use less bandwidth. So it is very important to learn, like so that it will load faster. So this is very important point, like our website should work very faster. And let's see what's next thing is, so performance. So what points for regarding the performance we need to keep in mind. So the less you send over the wire, the better. So means if you want to make a good website, and so means whatever things you going to add in website, so keep in mind like why you are adding that, and is it needed or not. So main thing is like even the browser is basically like whatever framework library you use. So it basically renders a thing in the HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So these are the main core part. So like everything, like if you're using TypeScript, so it will be transferred to JavaScript, and everything will be converted into HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So it is easier to, so here it is a very big point. It's easier to not add something than to remove it later. So yeah, means you whatever going to add, like whatever package you are going to add, whatever the thing images we are going to add. So yeah, means just check it, just cross check it, then add it in the project. So let's talk about performance expectations. And so backend performance also important, and avoid unwanted queries. So, basically you need to monitor everything, like what APIs are failing, what in the browser, is there any cache error, something like that. So you can debug everything, so by inspecting, by checking with the dev tools. And if you want, and just test your application with the lots of data, mock the things in your application. There are lots of means, basically this is the whole point that I discussed here. So you type a URL, DNS resolution, so it will give us the IP address. And so then after that browser send HTTPS request, use HTTP plus SL for security. So as I told you, this is for security. Then what we have, SLTLS handshake, so ensure secure encrypted connection, verifies server's identity using SSL certificate. So content request to web server or CDN. CDN checks if content is cached. If yes, send from closest server. If no, cache from within server. So this is the role of CDN. This is the role of compression. So for compression, if you see, so we have server CDN compress files, and browser receives and decompress content, passes HTML, load CSS. So this is a way to render the page. So then page rendered on a screen, browser built visual layout from script code. So yeah, means this is all about like how this web work, and what are the core things in this web, how this basically rendered a web application, and what are the factors for the web performance. So yeah, means these things you need to keep in mind, and later I will tell you each topic in the discussion, like what approaches, what techniques that you can use to reduce the loads and make a perform web application performance faster. So yeah, thanks guys for watching for now. So later I will talk about more on the performance and what ways you can utilize in the project. Yeah, thanks guys for watching.